Welcome back, everybody. It is time to get map 2 on our way. It is going to be Vertigo, the map pick of sAw, and they are already 1-up because what a massive start this was on the side of sAw. They've really showed that Movistar have to work hard in order to come back, and I do wonder if they can do it. I think their mental definitely took a large hit on that very first map, but they have gained a bit of information. They spotted a bunch of people towards a ramp, the very classic route to go on a map like Vertigo, and they are setting themselves up to go aggressive.
Is this going to be a tale of CT zones? Aristotle looks to ensure that it won't be to begin with. NMS, a lovely trade on the USP towards the short side there as Davy G fighting tooth and nail from the back. A headshot, nades flying on in as Davy G flies forward. And ewjerkz gets his head taken off. NMS, though, anticipated, but I don't think sAw anticipating the speed of which Movistar would attempt to retake the site. Aragorn wins out the 1 versus 4. That's madness. Out of nowhere, Movistar get absolutely slapped on up, and that is a very embarrassing way to let that pistol round slip for Movi.
That is 4 kills for Aragorn. That is absolutely insane. Mind you, this is the stand-in here for sAw. And he was already having very large impact on that very first map. But right now, he is saying, you know, you can give it all you've got. You can try, but I'm still gonna take this one home. He's eating Movistar alive. And well, that is weapon secured. Not so much for Movistar. They're going to be going down with a train in the ramp. I don't like this. Arizona's is like, I'm not going to deal with this. I'm not going to overextend and hand them a weapon. Not going to give them a chance. Just, well, lead the team to a very safe plant on that A-bomb site.
I guess since we have a moment here, let's go back to that pistol round. How many 1v1s is it possible to give one man? They just kept swinging as individuals. It was painful to watch. And Aragorn was having the time of his life as Roman looks to farm up some of those unupgraded pistols. They got 2 Mac-10 here, and honestly, you might not want to let them off the leash entirely, but as long as they stay grouped, and when they take a bit of damage, they don't stick around for too long, it should be fine. That is their sole purpose, to farm up a bit of money. That's what ewjerkz is trying to do here. Roman, good cover. Do they anticipate the mid play? Probably not, but either way, Story has just found Mopos, and that is a beautiful mop-up by sAw. ewjerkz survives on 1 HP.
Very, very nice. So yeah, first of all, everyone stays alive, and these Mac-10s also get an extra bit of cash going. So money is looking already relatively nice. It's going to be a bonus buy right now for sAw. So on paper, yeah, Movistar will have slightly better weapons since there's only 1 AK in the hands of Aragorn. But yeah, overall, sAw must be feeling confident going into this. And it's already going to come down to what is Movistar going to be responding with. Are they going to go aggressive? We saw them attempt here and there for somewhat of aggressive plays on their CT side. Their CT side definitely looked a lot better on overpass. This is really where they started to make some more moves. Let's see if they can do so on Vertigo as well. Mopos is trying to account for potentially a boost or a jump to come around the corner. Does hit the tag, but gets met with Aragorn. He goes big with yet again another multi-frag, and he is making waves. He's opening things up for sAw. And this is, well, the bomb only needs to be picked up and planted.
Okay, Aragorn does stick around a little long towards that construction position. Goes down after his hard work, though. He should have done enough here. ewjerkz actually now needs to find another kill to even up the numbers here. 2 versus 2. NMS bans the smoke. Aristotle also spots Martinez. Bomb's still not planted yet. What's going on here? ewjerkz, another frag. Can Aristotle stabilize? Aragorn already doing so much in this round. ewjerkz, another multi-kill. They keep swinging on off timings, and no way! It's Martinez to snatch the round on back, as they just fumble the bag in middle on the side of sAw. That was ridiculous.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened. That bomb was dropped and they just completely overextended. That was so unnecessary. They had a beautiful opener and then they let it all slip away down towards middle and I'm not sure why. Why did you want to push middle this bad? I don't know. They had the site. Only thing they had to do is just hold for it, but I guess they wanted to get ahead of the rotations and maybe a bit too cocky.
I mean, did they lose the bomb in the middle there, or were they just
I
making a
I
fool
assume
of
because I don't think there
themselves?
were any kills. The opening 2 kills were the way of sAw. Uh, and I mean, yeah, I don't know.
I mean, Aragorn did everything. He just jumps up on top of construction, sprays
Yeah.
down 2. It was perfect. And then sAw just stopped moving forward. I mean, we saw a run back in towards middle. Aragorn trades weapons. The Mac 10 comes to join him. I don't know what happened there. We need a replay of that. It appears that'll be one that will be discovered by a quick demo review. In the meantime, Mopos and Just onto MP9s for Movistar Riders, despite their round success. It will still be sAw coming in with a slightly better buy here. Can they hold them off for a second time, and can they do it a little bit more cleanly? That's the question I have here for Moby.
Already a couple of smokes being used here over towards the ramp. Of course, a very likely spot for sAw to be in. Oh, and the spam continues. Martinez actually finds ewjerkz. It's a massive opening. And with that, let's see if they can still keep a hold of this ramp. Both of them sort of in somewhat of a similar spot, and as actually spotted on the cross. A 1-for-1 trade, but Adam has also finds a kill back, and that is now 2-player advantage the way of Movistar.
Much better look here for Movistar. After a tough couple of round losses at the start of this game, Debbie G jumping back up in towards the headshot boxes position, leaving Aristarche and Story in a 2 versus 4. And in some very disadvantageous positions.
Oh.
Nice headshot landed onto Mopos. How the hell did he get around the corner fast enough? As, okay, that makes things a little bit more doable. A lack of utility here for the T side, though, does complicate matters again. Bomb also not currently in their possession. Are they going to continue going for this round? No, absolutely not. There is no time. Movistar Riders, that's 2 on the board, an equalised scoreline, and sAw running with a bit of a broken economy here. Doesn't fill me with too much confidence at all.
This is quite a nice bounce back. Of course, it all was kicked off by that opening kill by Martinez, a very cheeky one. But sometimes a bit of luck is all you need. And, I mean, yeah, sAw continued to try and push there, even with the smokes are up, you know, that chance, it could be very much there. It could also be, you know, Movistar, for example, deciding to throw in a nade and the smoke disappears and then you're all exposed. That also could be the case. A lot of things to worry about right now when it comes down to smoke usage. Definitely makes things very interesting right now in the meta, and I'm very excited to see how sAw will adapt. We have very much sort of a similar play coming out. So many smokes down the ramp again. Look, there we have a nade. Fades out at least the initial one. No one up close. So we can still have Martinez up. Well, also very up close and personal, but maybe needs to be careful. There's a lot of people walking around the corner, and eventually, yes, a trade. ADMS doesn't seem to be crumbling.
Yeah, ADMS doesn't get a nade to the face, but he stays alive as Aristarche dispatches of his teammate in the back lines. Aragorn still waiting behind the flames as Aristarche attempts to deal with ADMS. He goes for the jiggle, picks out the flashbang, but instead goes for the repeat, and that will cost him his life. Aristarche working around the bomb site. He'll fall to Mopos as Mopos mows down 2. Movistar again. Whip the stabilizers back on, and sAw have been overtaken. No doubt quite a sore spot for them.
That was still a good chance there with how sAw was able to take control with sort of the flank on the side towards the sandbag, but yeah, just a little off on the timing there eventually, with not quite aware that the player has already rotated that close. But well played from Movistar once again. They continue to send over players at the perfect timing, make sure the rotations are there, and get ahead of the situation. So with that, We do have a 3-2 scoreline in favor of Movistar currently. Money not quite there for sAw. So on paper, this one should be relatively easy. They're actually going to be, well, they still have a couple of players. This time, majority over towards the B ramp with the bomb. Roman has that one on his back. But Mopo still has util on his hand, and he is was tempted to throw, not quite yet.
Yeah, Mopos just dancing around the back lines, has some support here from Just. There should be a lockdown of the B-bomb side fairly quick and easy. Adam S also locking in middle. A rotation yet to come over from Martinez and Davy G, and that might well be the right call if this push doesn't come through. Instead it does. Mopos mows down 2 again. Adam S is just finding 3 frags at this point. Yeah, so not much they could have done, but pace a little as they're just longing out their own device here and just also permitted a free kill as okay. A punishing blow there from Just as he gets his freebie and then decides to kill his teammate in an attempt to pick up a second. Adam S gets the last kill anyway. That was just a bit silly from Movi.
Yeah, it was. It was very sort of mindless tapping.
Yep.
And then the process his teammate was like, let me, I don't know, bring
Let
it
me help
into
you
my own
out
life
there,
with that
sAw.
one. Yeah. Well, it is what it is. At the end, it's only a single loss. The money not looking too bad. And so the pressure is really up on them here again. Oh, and they are going to go aggressive. Aragon actually falls to that aggression. And well, sAw tried to answer. They tried to go in with a very nice and hot pace. The opening, wow. It is fantastic. ewjerkz finds 2 back. And maybe still away, but not if Just comes in. That's a double kill. He does need himself. And with that story, still a shot at hand to try and still make this tied up.
It's a doubling of dastardly double ups there. As ewjerkz was able to pick up a 2k just after entering the site, able to find a third as well. Leaving Martinez and Adam S with a significantly easier task than they otherwise would have had to net. util over onto the bomb site as they attempt to clear out every nook and cranny. Movistar obviously going to be going for this one. So ewjerkz to thank for getting this far on a set bomb summon. 6 on down low. It's a perfect spray through the smoke. It goes both ways. Adam S now on the bomb as Roman unable to convert the spray! No way! Movistar actually getting over the line and Adam S even finds the head of Roman on the retreat. That is madness again from the Spaniards.
I mean, we have seen it before. When they have a kit in hand, they love to stick it with a smoke. If only you had a nade in a scenario like this, it could be so easily punished. But yeah, it is tough. You know, the money not quite up par. Once again for sAw, I think there will be yet again another buy. You can see them starting to build up the momentum. You want to be able to shut them down nice and fast. And they got close. But man, it is painful to lose in a scenario like that.
Well, that was a spicy end to the round there. I did not see that one coming after sAw got the first spray down kill. But what a saucy way to slip it over the line as well, as Movistar looking for that coveted 6th round before sAw really even get off the board. They get a nice couple of response rounds at the start of the game. But are we looking at another 10-2 half sort of affair here? Yes, sAw playing a much better T-side than Movistar had on Overpass, but they're still not being able to convert these important rounds when they need to. They do convert 2 very important opening kills, but Davy G only good in the 1-4-3. It's a very unprofitable endeavour to be going for. As sAw actually starting that bomb plot looking pretty to find 3.
I love the util there. We saw sort of the decision making that had to come through from Movi trying to push the Molotov, but yes or no, you do decide to go for it. Already creates a very big difference in HP, and it's relatively easy then for sAw to take those kills home. So I love this coming out of sAw. This was something that, for example, didn't really get to see much of Movistar's T site. You know, just straight down executes, fast pushes, a change of tempo. which, yeah, I love to see coming out of sAw. Sometimes you have to throw something different into the mix, and, well, it works.
Yeah, so we'll go for two very fast-paced rounds in a row there. First one on towards B, second one on the other side of the map will actually net them their first successful gun round. And Movistar, not quite on the full back foot yet. They've still got plenty of weaponry, they've still got util. It's a lack of the finer things, that head armor, that defuse kit, that starts to seep on through their lines. The sAw desperately need another conversion here to keep Movi on their toes. That was a super impressive round, but is it replicable? It has to be, and this is where the Portuguese side needs to prove that they can. Aristotle, util up on towards B, it just does fall away. Ready for a bit of response utility of his own, as sAw now picking up the pace again. Flashes blinding everybody, and ewjerkz, despite being fully white, still decapitates just in a perfect kill. Mopos, two apiece though in this defense of B as he continues driving forward. Martinez in towards middle, picks up the final frag onto Aracorn, but what an impeccable 4K there from Mopos as Movistar taking no prisoners.
Absolutely insane. There's no way that Mopos was able to get away with all that space. The smokes, you would think is making it very hard in a scenario like that, but Mopos goes for the spray down, gets the timing right on the first two, and then repositions at the perfect angle to take down the ladder. It was very well executed and done with absolutely no fee on his end. It was just straight up perfection.
I mean, what else could he have done in that scenario? It was the perfect response to what sAw was bringing to the table. It is insane how sAw weren't able to respond to the initial 2K. It's now just towards the back of this B bomb site, looking to try and replicate what Mopos has just presented. NMS, though, finds a start through a smoke, through a wall, onto the header story. That is a rather unfortunate beginning for this Portuguese player. Lack of conversions of kills on the flip side starting to become a concerning figure as Roman leads the charge. It's the most experienced player up towards A, only a single defender at the moment. This is the perfect chance for sAw to strike. They're playing contact too. Now as they start to lob in utility of their own, Martinez absolutely butchered.
Bomb planted, smokes in place. Calls that rotation will be on. It's 4 and 4. Not impossible, but Roman is very well positioned. Peaks with the best timing possible. And well, with that, smoke balls that continues to be deployed, it gets more difficult by the second to still get a retake out of this. NMS also extremely low, so they're going to be calling it. Of course, they have a bit of wiggle room to work with. They are still 2 rounds up after this. And, well, sort of the half secured with 6. It's a bit weird. There's not really a clear advantage, but at least 6 is at least half the round.
Yeah, I mean, looking at some of the closer statistics for these two teams, Movistar actually prefer the T side a little bit. They've got a higher win percentage and a higher distribution of rounds won on that T side. And it's not too dissimilar a story for sAw. They normally pick into the map, so they do win more T-sided rounds. This case, no difference. But it's their round win percentage that's the most interesting. 58 on that TT side. I think Mobi finding 6 here is a very comfortable figure. But it would be a shame for them if they weren't able to pluck that one extra round out of the air here, because I really do think that will be the difference maker. If Mobi can't find 7, there is a real chance that sAw start sweeping up quite nicely come that second half.
Very low on storage. There we go. He gets finished off, and NMS, he just continues to tear. WG joins in, and it is only Aristotle that is left. A very difficult position for him to be in, and well, There we go. Relatively easy pick up there, and that is now Movistar marching to 7. 7 to 5, I would say, is still not bad of a scoreline at all. Perhaps even with 4, you could still make it work. But sAw definitely once again struggling to find some answers here on their team side.
Yeah, sAw have definitely been showing signs of struggle. Nowhere near as clean in the gun rounds as they were in the majority of the previous map. I suppose we didn't get to see all that much of their team side. They only needed to win 3 rounds in order to actually close the game, and they did so after giving away 7. As Animes finds the first kill, but ewjerkz ensures he gives up his life for the trade. Now 4 on 4. sAw, that's such a lovely set of use onto Navi G. He is caught between a rock and a hard place, a nade and a molly. Down to just 7 points of health, but those 7 points of health could be absolutely critical as he looks to respond with a hellfire of his own, a killing of the pace from sAw here as they still haven't gained back that man advantage. Yeah, if they don't find 5 rounds here, I reckon this will be quite the struggle bus to find their way back into map number 2. Half pause now. Such a crucial piece of the puzzle. Takes an opening ball towards the top of the ramp, but again a trade. And another trade back, but this time Navi G doubles up.
Important kill here for ewjerkz to be getting, but he is 29 HP. Has the bomb on his back, has time to work with, but where is just going to be coming from? Hasn't been spotted. Does have a feeling, maybe from short. I mean, he's not completely wrong. He is on the rotation from middle. But the longer he waits, the less time he has to get his foot up on the site. He's marching closer and just also... I mean, he was relatively exposed. Maybe now considering, okay, maybe he is going to be. It's not going to be the case.
Oh, perfect timing. Perfect timing on that plant. And just even has to go a little bit further to confirm his suspicions that A is the site. ewjerkz for top franker for sAw right now, putting up a fantastic performance across both maps, but his kills having slightly less impact in this one. But this frag alone, probably the most impactful of the half, as a smoke deployed on top of the bomb just taps it, starts to stick it, ewjerkz swings wide, and it's a one-tap delivered. Perfect way to finish the half on out for sAw. That means the next half will be a doable endeavour, but find out if they can pull it back over the line after this short break.
You love it, you wear it. What's your style? Get your merch at shop.eslgaming.com.
Alright, it's little step ahead of sAw, at least here on their opponent's mapping. A good start, but now you have to finish it as well, and they have to do it on T side, which we already saw on Overpass. It is definitely a weak one for both ends of the spectrum, I would have to say. But let's say, maybe they could do it here on the pistol, and then try and find a conversion. It's definitely hard for sAw to get something going if they don't win this. But they are looking to get aggressive. Oh, and ewjerkz actually, he takes that opportunity any day of the week.
Yeah, fantastic opening frag here in the pistol. The story up towards the headshot boxes, jumps up, finds one. Roman applies a lot of pressure and will also apply himself for a frag. That is a fantastically fast pistol round, and that is both pistol rounds on Vertigo falling in favour of sAw. Movistar, only a single round lead here, and with no bomb plant, I highly doubt they want to go for a force play here. Not enough rounds in a game anymore to go for something as risky as that, as it feels like Mobi have been playing a very, very safe series for the entirety of our two maps so far. I do want to see something a little bit more prickly coming out from Movistar, and hopefully this is the half they bring out the flames.
Yeah, Movistar will have to do it with bad locks, no bomb plants, no money. I mean, we have seen teams occasionally falls, but I guess with the one round wiggle room, you just want to hand them the round. And, well, try when the scoreline is all tied up. Make yourself comfortable to really get things going once you have those AKs in your hand. Do like that they are trying to boost, maybe do something cheeky here, maybe get a spicy kill, but thus far everything is being denied. Aragon have a really nice setup. Aristosh's head does get deleted off, but by the time things get maybe a little dicey, we have Story coming in with the flank, and that was very nicely done. The SMG traded, and all the rifles are saved.
Yeah, that's an equalised scoreline as well. sAw put themselves in an excellent place, and Story is now up on the AWP. Now, did we see all that much AWPing from Movistar Riders in the previous half? I don't really remember any AWP plays at all.
No. I am starting to really think there even was an AWP, but if so, probably not very heavy impact. It was mostly all down to the riflers. Yeah, it's actually very fascinating. Also, partially, I would have to say, economy-wise, relatively back and forth game. So
Sure.
therefore, it also will make it a bit more difficult. Also, I would say with CS2, the impact of the AWP is simply a little bit less than in Go. So, yeah, maybe not too much of a surprise, but it is definitely something worth noting.
I mean, clearly a lack of impact there as the 50 cal round goes astray. Can't connect onto the VG. A lovely swing from the new IGL of Movi there. Roman looking for an attempted trade. Does he go for this AWP pickup instead of the FAMAS? No, he sticks to the slightly lesser of the rifle buys. Although as that smoke ball comes on in, probably regretting not pulling that AWP a little further back. Just chucking it round the corner as Mopos first up onto the site. So much damage dealt to Martinez there. Zadames also on the receiving end of a spray. This round still doable. One nade is all it'll take to find up to 2 kills here. But they're starting to fall away. sAw, why would they not even go for a couple of frag grenades behind that smoke? That's a little frustrating knowing what we know. But of course, it is unconfirmed damage at the end of the day. Maybe exit frags is the name of the game for sAw here. As Movistar Riders get away with a double homicide. Very nicely done by the Spaniards. Very little contest at all from sAw.
Ooh, I love the nades used for that, but okay.
They're
It's
dead.
good damage. I mean,
New bomb
they?
radius. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, there we go. Okay, that's that at least is nice. But yeah, as you mentioned, it's a bit of a shame because of the smoke. They didn't have any idea that they even hit someone. Otherwise, very much could have been a very possible scenario to still make the retake happen. And there we go. sAw will be using their final timeout. Yep. Very important one. I mean, they have the funds. They definitely can go for this. But of course, if you're going to the money and you want to make sure this combat is going to have a good one.
I mean, it needs to be, especially with them using their last tag timeout and an 8-7 scoreline. In theory, we're only just over halfway through this map. Not leaving themselves with many reserve breaks. Might have to see an existence timeout if they want one coming into the future. Movistar Riders now looking to further that lead, get back to 2 rounds ahead, keep sAw limping towards that finish line. As Movistar definitely needs to recover themselves from their map 1 T-side. Only 2 rounds. If they'd have netted 4 T rounds even, I reckon they walk away with a win there. As Mopos, big win with Adam S helping. Aristotle instantly removed from B, and that is going to be a real sore spot and a weak spot for the boys in blue.
I do like how Movistar take things slow. Make sure that setup will be pulled out. Some util over towards middle. But of course, they know exactly where those smokes are coming from, so you immediately see some repositioning happening. Oh, and that's a great kill. Story with that can help out towards the B-bomb side, and actually the execute not quite following through on the back of those smokes. A lot of delay that is happening, but Story does fall. What was at least is very, very low.
Are they actually going for the crunch here? It looks like maybe this is all still just a distraction, but the bomb is not heading over towards A, at least not very quickly. The indecision of Movistar Riders right now is a reflection of what was happening on Overpass. They just weren't executing in time, but 30 seconds to go, it is enough. ewjerkz, enough of a spray there for a frag onto the IGL. Needed to call posthumously now, but Mopos' wreck goes undetected. As that wraparound was so perfectly turned that I think it's just won them the round single-handedly. Martinez, a lovely shot onto Roman as he attempts to rotate back on in. But how nobody was anticipating a split in middle there is beyond me. Especially since it had already been targeted. What a great round there for Bobby.
Oh, that's so painful. They trusted Roman to have the flank, and he was just simply too slow. And I mean, I do understand wanting to shift, wanting to take your time, making sure you have the timing, but by the time there was already so much action, so much util happening, they knew that a minimum of 2 players were down the ramp, so you need someone to really secure the flank, or else, yeah, it can all go awry, like we saw here. And, well, with that, sAw is completely empty on money once again. Most the pistol here and there, that's about it. We do have Story who is pushed down through middle. So that's already some information gained. Do we have another push continue? Maybe down a ramp, but there's already a couple of players very, very close.
Yeah, that last run just goes to show, though, you cannot underestimate the power of a good mid-lurker. I mean, one of my favourite mid-lurkers that I've seen in a little while is probably Heavy God over on Endpoint. I mean, I'm talking a couple of months ago here, or actually maybe even longer now. How the hell is it November already? Time is getting away from me, but Heavy God maybe 6 months ago was such an impressive player to watch on that Vertigo mid-lurk. Just always doing his job so well, always remaining a constant nuisance. And Mopos in that previous round, more than just a nuisance, he is the absolute deal breaker for sAw. Putting them now on such a deficit because of just that singular round win that they might not even be able to come back into Vertigo in time, despite this being their pick. I mean, the rivalry between these two teams always ends up being a closer affair than anyone anticipates. It can get a bit scrappy because of that regional rivalry. And I'd say that's not quite what's happened to sAw in this instance, but they're definitely letting advantages slip that they ought not to have had in other occasions.
Well, we start perhaps looking for you to get another execute. 4-man strong down the B ramp. And already so much noise being made. No one there actively on the side. People just focused on middle, and now it all goes awry. That is the bomb plan. They pretty much have to give up. Will commit to a 5-on-5 retake? I mean, surely they sort of have to, because Movistar is incredibly close to winning out this second map.
Are they really going for the near unicorn round here? It's a slightly scratched unicorn because Devi and ewjerkz take a bit of nade damage, but Yeah, I think they're just going for the
Wow.
full save. They're going to contest from 4 rounds behind as Movi get 2 away from closing out this map. And I mean, I suppose it's sort of the right call here. Regardless, Mopos on the hunt have plenty of money, but unfortunately not a lot of health to continue on that. As ewjerkz shuts him down pretty cleanly. 18 and 11, by the way. That's 7 more kills than the next best on his team, and 14 more kills than Aristotle, one of the most important pieces of the puzzle, back on map number 1. It is a painful disparity given how egregious the scoreline currently is. But thankfully, we are still going to have a full gun round here, the exception being there is no AWP in play.
I really want to pull everything back together on this one, have perhaps a bit of a buffer to play for OT. But it is quite risky. An opening kill would be very, very nice to pick up. Can it happen? So much aggression, so much happening over towards this A ramp once again. And ewjerkz not aware. The player's already up in his face. Daviji once again the one to pick up frag after frag. Stands tall. Still has room to fall back.
sAw lose this round and their gamble hasn't paid off. They effectively lose this map as Martinez, so flashy, so fast on that ult pick there, restoring. Sent packing down towards the short side. That leaves Aragorn and Aristotle. They've got good alliteration, but how good is their teamwork? Unfortunately, they are split in two, and Aristotle, no real chance of getting anything done here. Spots a man in just, but that's just it. He spots him and doesn't convert the frag. It's 11-7 on the board right now. Bomb destined to go down, and Aristotle, what can he do but look on in abject horror? A nade might be enough to find the first kill, but it falls short as the sAw in this round.
Yeah, things are not looking very bright. Not in the same way like on, well, on Overpass, where they were able to conquer and really punish Movistar, but right now it's not quite happening. The timings are just not quite there. The spacing on the map is like Movistar really is dictating the pace this time around, and they have found a bit of a better form over on T side.
Yeah, they certainly have. They look so much stronger here than they ever did back on Overpass, their own map pick, funnily enough. But when it comes to maps I would associate Movistar Riders, if we're going all the way back to their inception, to Iberian Family, or Carontes, Vertigo has always been in their pool, and it's been a great and fun map to watch them on. So it's good to see that is still a continuing theme. I mean, Movistar Riders last Vertigo was a 13-11 over the Prodigies, bearing in mind they've got Jerome Cooper standing in. You'd think it would have been a little bit more convincing. They've clearly been doing their homework, though. The sAw is definitely a few tiers above. Flashbang down towards the top of ramp. As ewjerkz drops a Molotov, sAw do have a chance to make this one possible, but they're still 5 rounds behind, and there is no momentum on their side. Aragorn forced out of middle, no frags will be collected either way just yet. But Daviji is hungry for one on the entry, and Mopos spots his first target in ewjerkz. Nice bit of damage dealt there on towards the important A defender.
Immediate rotation is on the way, so that is now 3 men strong. But I love this. Movistar exploit these rotations. When people are out of position, that is when they tend to strike. Still a bit hesitant to fully commit as of just yet. We do still have 2 players, and actually a player rotating back in towards middle. That is Story with the orb. Still, sAw would have adapted the spacing going, and even though it was a bit of a team tag, kills go back and forth. WG finds Aragorn there. Oh, Story has found his way into the site, and now is the one that needs to do it. Gets blinded off the angle. These close. There's a lot of backup, but one by one, the pieces of the puzzle start to fall. sAw, it is on the shoulders of Roman, and yes, he does tag Martinez down to 9 HP. It will go, and down the drain as well. sAw is still in this map as they get to 8.
But look at the economy for sAw. Despite that round win, it's Aristotle on the MP9. And surely a further lack of utility is ewjerkz also on the FAMAS. The AWP save is lovely. Story now given the opportunity to have a little bit more impact, a bit more of a say in this series here. Movi still just the stronger entity, constant streams of frags, much better looking team play. Maybe not in that last round, but for the past couple that they've strewn together, they've looked indomitable. MS does take a bit of preliminary damage here, but still sAw start chipping away at rounds as well as players. It still just seems like a bridge too far, a replication of the lack of success of Movi in the previous map, but this time in reverse, as it sAw's CT side they're struggling with. ewjerkz a nice frag onto Mopos, with Davy G an instant trade, a 4 versus 3, and with the AWP dropped, it's Roman left to try and pick up the mantle.
That is perfect timing. Nade makes the smoke fade away, and sAw, they have even lesser people now to work with. The uphill battle gets even more steep, but perhaps time could be in the favor of Movistar again. Take the time. But a decision has been made. It's going to be this B-bomb site. Flashes, the Molotovs, they all start to fly over. Aristotle does get one, gets a double with an MP9. And now, Aragon, 1 versus 2. He does have the rifle. He's getting into position, sneaks through the smoke. But can he land the shots to do so? That's the first on the way. Martinez now with his AWP in a prime position to take him down. But maybe the swing can be enough. He jumps. He tries to bait him out. But he does not get fooled. Maybe the smoke can be a bit of a buffer. But the time, the bomb continues to tick. So much to play for. And there it is. There is the final shot. Martinez makes it 13 and takes us to a third map.
It comes down to back-to-back 1v1s in those last 2 rounds, but it will be Martinez this time to capitalise. Perfectly done by the young AWPer there, as Movistar Riders looking like a different team. It looks like they've got